So I've been wanting for a week or so to make a video just for my own recollection, and I just haven't been able to find the time. I've been asked to preach at 2 different churches. So last week I prepared a sermon for the church in San Simon, and then this week I'm working on a sermon for the church at Nueva Ecija. So, and then on top of that, I'm taking a class while I'm here online via Zoom. It's a Greek 3 class, and I'm struggling. I mean, it's kicking my butt. It takes a long time to complete the assignments, and I just was able to finally complete a 12-page paper, basically translating, diagramming, and commenting on the discourse analysis, grammar and syntax of 2 John in Koine Greek. So anyways, it's been tough. Like, even though I'm on vacation technically and retired, I've been still doing things, and a lot of different things take up a lot of time. So at any rate, there's a video that I wanted to make, and I haven't been able to find the time. So I figured, as we're going to the bakery, and I figured as we're walking to the bakery, I should have enough time to make the video that I wanted to make. And it basically involves a fight that we witnessed, and we just witnessed the tail end of it. I can't remember where we were at, but we were coming back from someplace, and we got off of the jeepney. And when we got off of the jeepney, there was pandemonium. I mean, literally hundreds of people, mostly girls, running in different directions and screaming at the top of their lungs, just just screaming. And I couldn't see. I could see there was like a commotion going on. I was trying to figure out. People were saying different things. Like, I heard somebody say, "Oh, he's dead. He's dead." You know, I could see somebody laying on the. I could see somebody laying on the. I could see somebody laying on the road. And my wife shouts, "He's got a gun!" You know, and then she grabs a hold of my arm, and she's pulling me in a certain direction. And it's like, you know, I've been a police officer for 25 years. So when things like that happen, I don't even get excited. Like, my instinct is to, you know, naturally assess and figure out what's going on, and then take action from there. Well, because I'm in a foreign country, I'm not armed here. You know, obviously I don't really have any means of self-defense other than a pocket knife that I carry. So, you know, if there is a gun, then we're going to get behind something that stops bullets. In the industry, we call that cover. You know, you find something solid that's going to stop bullets, and you get behind it. So I couldn't see that there was any gun or anything like that. I just saw the commotion, and then I saw one of the parties involved. One of the parties involved was a as they call him over here, a cano. And there's a big white guy. He's probably about my size. When I say big, he's just big in comparison to the over here. Most of the people over here are quite short, and we stick out like a sore thumb as Westerners over here. You know, 6'2" is like a giant. So, but at any rate, he was bleeding out of his head pretty good. He had a pretty good head wound, which I'm assuming he had to go get stitches. And it had just, like, we were at the tail end of it, so it would just, I saw him standing there, and he had what looked to me like an umbrella in his hand, and he was kind of like almost wielding it like a sword. And then his I presume it's his wife, his girlfriend, somebody was like right beside him, and she's screaming and crying, and you know, everybody's screaming and shouting. I saw this one guy was running around. He had 2 radios in his hand, and I later learned that he was like the barangay official who was supposedly calling police or somebody on those radios. However, police never showed up. And so we got kind of nosy, and my wife started interviewing people to figure out exactly what had happened and what we missed, what part of it we missed. And turns out it was almost like a road rage type of thing where somebody cut somebody off. And I don't know if the American guy, or he could have been Russian, I don't know what he was, but he was a white guy, and I don't know if he cut somebody off or the other people cut him off. At any rate, it started on the road, and they got off of their bikes and stuff, and there's like a little tiny Carinderia type place there, and I guess it was 2-on-1, and the American guy didn't throw any punches or anything first, but one of the Filipino guys picked up a chair and smacked him over the head with this chair, and that's what caused the gash and the bleeding and stuff. And so then after he got hit with a chair, he started rolling, you know, and then the guy's friend jumps in. You know, it's 2-on-1, but still 2-on-1, it's probably just a fair fight with the size of these guys over here, as long as there aren't any weapons involved. So he starts to commence business, you know. He picks one of the guys up like WWE style and body slams him on the road. You know, and when you body slam somebody on the cement, you can hurt them pretty good. I mean, you can smash their head, you can hurt their back, and you know, things like that. So then this guy starts calling his buddies in and stuff, and it just kind of escalated from there, and it was just a brawl. But the problem is, and as I was telling my wife, you know, we're not in America here, so this guy, whoever he is, more likely than not, is going to end up being at fault, and he will end up paying for any injuries that he caused. And what's even worse than that is that these guys are going to try and find out, depending on who these people are, you know, they'll find out where he lives, and the fight isn't over. You know, just because it's over now, it's not going to be over, you know. If they're able to find out where he lives, they're going to come back in and try and finish the job. So, you know, nothing good can come out of getting in a fight. I don't know what you're supposed to do when somebody hits you over the head with a chair in this country, but there were lots of witnesses. You know, there were, you know, probably at least, I'm conservatively, at least 30, maybe 40 people that witnessed this happen, and probably double that, because once the commotion started, everybody come running to see, and then they all started freaking out and wigging out when they seen the blood and started running. But how many of those people are going to tell the truth about what happened? How many are going to be available to be a witness to what happened. You know, over here, unfortunately, most people look at you as a dollar sign, and I've experienced this myself quite a bit, you know, and it's not everybody, but a lot of the people here, when they see you, they see a dollar sign. So, you know, it's almost like you're inhuman. The reason you're at fault, no matter what happens, is because they think you're rich. They think you have lots of money. So no matter what happens, you're at fault. Somebody crashes into you in the back end at a stop sign, your fault, you pay. Somebody picks up a chair and gashes it over the top of your head, and you reply, you're at fault, you pay. You know? And that's just how it is, you know? So it's like, I don't know how it ended. I know the police never came, which I think is probably a bad thing. I don't know. Not that the police would have done anything, but at least you have the most, what's supposed to be the most respectable, unbiased party come, you know, while you're here. And, you know, I don't know if they would take a report or what, you know, if they would do anything at all, but, yeah, not good, man. You know, it's not good. And you know, God forbid they arrest you. You know, you got into a fight. What are they put handcuffs on you and take you to this jail, and it's not that cushy jail cell like we have back home with your free pizza and free internet and you know, weight rooms and basketball courts and yard time. And you know, you take a look at the jails. I've seen the YouTube videos. Take a look at the jails in the Philippines. You don't want to go there. You do not want to go there. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's something interesting to think about, you know, and how frustrating it is to have people almost hit you in their car and their tricycle on a daily basis. The way things work over here, the bigger you are, the more right-of-way you have. So buses rule the road, and then from there, cars rule the tricycles. Tricycles rule people, which means, you know, even in a crosswalk, you better be prepared to jump out of the way, because they are not slowing down. On these side streets that we try to walk on, just as I was videoing back there, the tricycle comes right up beside you, and he's not going to slow down. And over time that does start to wear you down, you know, because you're like, I'm a human being, man, you know, like, you can't even slow down. They don't do it like kids. These little kids are walking to school, to and from school, and they buzz right by them, and it's like, you can't even slow down for children. You know, you can't even slow down and be careful as you're going around children. And so you see all these crashes, you see people getting hit, and they just won't slow down. And what I don't understand about it is, what are they in a hurry to get to? Because I've seen what they do when they get there. Once they arrive where they arrive, they get off of their tricycle or they get out of their car, and then they sit down and either fall asleep or just sit there. Like, they're not doing, nobody's in a hurry to do anything here. This island lifestyle, everything's laid back. It's not like back home where your time is important. You know, you get where you're going when you get there. So if somebody's having a party and they say, you know, the party starts at noon, it will be 2 in the afternoon when people are showing up to this thing. Why? Because time doesn't mean anything here. They show up when they show up, and time doesn't mean anything. So why do you need to drive like an idiot all the time? All the time. That's one of the most frustrating things for me, you know, about being here. And again, you know, you don't like it, go back to your own country. I get it. But why can't you have a little bit of value the sanctity of a human life. You know, all human beings were made in the image of God, and therefore they have inherent worth and dignity. That's why you should fix the sidewalk. That's why you shouldn't dump your trash and your dead dogs on the sidewalk. That's why you shouldn't drive, 60 miles an hour past somebody who's walking on the road and gun your engine right in their ear, because that person has dignity and self-worth. But okay, that's it for the video. We're actually almost to the bakery now, but I just wanted to record that because I don't want to forget about it, just because it's one of the memories that I have while I was here. And it also reminds me to be in control of myself, to be in control of my faculties at all times, to try and avoid any type of trouble whatsoever, because you can't handle the aftermath. You don't actually know how to deal with what happens whenever you're going to be always wrong. And whenever you're in a city with a couple 100,000 people living on top of each other, things are going to happen. You're going to have disagreements with people. You're going to rub people the wrong way. They're going to try and pickpocket you. They're going to, it's just how it is. And so it makes it, I don't know, kind of test your patience. I don't want to be one of the people who are, stuck trying to play cleanup mode, which means emptying my bank account because I got involved in something and somebody hit me over the head with a chair. I don't know the details of what caused it, but my man would have been much better if there wasn't impact, if he would have just stayed on his bike and just got the heck out of there. You just have to deal with it. But getting involved in a confrontation that you can't win, look around, my man. Look around, you just cannot win. So okay, that's it for this video.